Hey everybody, Jeremy here. So today I'm going to be checking out this camera. So this is the Wyze Cam OG, one of the latest models released from Wyze, and it is a very affordable security camera. Right now, you can pick it up directly from their website, and they're only charging $19.99 for it, or you can get it on Amazon for around $25 or so. So this particular camera is very versatile because you can use it indoors or outdoors. It is a weatherproof camera. It also comes with a spotlight. It also has color night vision. It is a wired camera, so it will need to be plugged in. And it also allows for a telephoto attachment that's sold separately, but you can put that on this camera and then you can have a picture-in-picture view of the wide angle and the telephoto angle all at the same time. And you get it all inside of this really small package. So I'm going to go over all the features that this camera has to offer, including the somewhat controversial subscription option that's available as well. I'm going to show you how to set it up and what the video and audio quality is like. So let's open up this tiny little box and see what's inside. You don't get a whole lot in the box, but here's what you do get. First up, the camera. So here is a good look at it from the front, the side, and the back, all white. Looks similar to the Roku SE indoor camera, which makes sense because Wyze makes those cameras as well. But if you are curious about that particular camera and its performance, I did a review on that one. So go ahead and check out the card above my head or the link in the description. I'll show you where you can find that video if you want to compare the two. So in addition to this camera, you're also going to get the power adapter here. It is not rechargeable. It's no rechargeable battery. This camera has to be plugged in all the time in order for it to work. And then you also get a micro USB cable. So no USB-C with this, micro USB. And this is, I believe, 6.5 feet long. If you need a cable that's longer, Wyze does sell a cable that is compatible with this camera for outdoor use and is longer as well. So you can go to their website to pick that up. And then you also get some mounting hardware, which consists of 2 screws and a couple of anchors. And then the quick start guide. So that's everything that comes in the box. No magnetic mounting with this, unfortunately. Would have loved to have seen that, but it's not included. All right, so let's peel the tape off this, download the app, and get it set up. While I get my account set up, I thought I would share with you some technical specifications for this camera that I think you might find useful. And I'll also put a graphic on the screen so that you can follow along and see what I see. So I got it right here on my computer. Maximum resolution for this camera is 1080p. During the day, it has a frame rate of 20 frames per second, and at night, the frame rate is 15 frames per second. The siren has a decibel level of 90. It's also got a IP65 rating, which means that it is suitable for outdoor use. It does support a microSD card up to 256 gigabytes. That includes continuous video recording, whether or not you have a subscription, but we'll talk about that in a second. You get the color night vision, the ability to stack the telephoto lens onto this camera so you can have a picture-in-picture view. The field of view for this camera is 121.4 degrees, and then it's also compatible with an outdoor adapter. So those are just some basic specs. Now, one of the more controversial things about this camera is going to be the subscription that is optional, but it does have a lot of important features that you're probably going to want to have. The subscription service is called Cam Plus, and there's a couple of different options that you have to subscribe if you want. If you want to be billed for everything up front, you can get it directly from Wyze, and they'll charge you $1.67 for each month. And when you pay up front, that comes out to a little over 20 bucks. So let's just call it $20 a year. But if you want to be billed month by month, then they'll charge you $1.99 per month, and that's going to come out to like $24 a year. So for $20 to $24 a year, you get access to a slew of features that really bring out the potential of this camera. And here are some of the things that you can do if you don't have a subscription. Without a subscription, you'll be on a basic plan. So if you have an event video, for example, if there is an alert something that's detected by motion, something like that. If you are not subscribed, you're not going to get a video recording of that. You're just going to get a snapshot of that. You're just going to get a picture. And also there's going to be a 5-minute delay in between events. So if something triggers your alerts at 5 o'clock, you will not get another alert until 5:05. You can go into the live view and see what's going on in real time, but you're not going to get an alert 4 or 5 minutes after the previous alert. Now, that being said, you're still going to get motion alerts, sound alerts, and smoke and CO trigger alerts. You're still going to get those, but it's still going to be a delay afterwards. Some of the things that you are not going to get includes person detection, 2x and 4x event fast forwarding, package detection, vehicle detection, pet detection, and Wyze web view. You don't get those if you are not subscribed. If you are subscribed, you get all of that, including unlimited event video lengths that's going to be saved for you. You're also going to get back-to-back recordings with no delay in between. And then all the other stuff that I just mentioned, including the package detection, the vehicle detection, the person detection. You get all of that if you choose to subscribe. Now, if you just want your camera to run with the SD card in it, you can do that. You do not need to be subscribed to look at those videos, but if you want to be alerted to those and have them automatically saved for you, you'll need a subscription for that. All right, so now that that's out the way, let's set up this camera. First thing you're going to have to do is download the Wyze app from Google Play or the Apple App Store. And once you get that set up, you'll have to set up an account with them. So you need to put in your email, you need to create a password, and you have to decide whether or not you want to set up two-factor authentication, which I highly recommend that you do for anything, not just security cameras. And once you're done, you will be taken to this screen here. So it looks pretty basic at first, but we are going to hit new device. Now it says add a device. We got these different categories here for cameras, sensors, power and lighting, home and lifestyle. We're going to hit cameras. And now we have to choose which camera we have. There's a lot of different cameras to choose from here. And by the way, I did plug this in. And when I plugged it in, it said ready to connect. The voice came through the camera. All right, so let's find the Wyze Cam OG. Here it is. Tap that. Plug your Wyze Cam OG into a power outlet already done. The light on the front will start flashing red shortly. See, it's right there. It's flashing red. Hit next. Press setup under your camera. The status light will flash red. All right, so let's just lift this camera up and let's press the button right here that says setup.
Ready to connect.
It says ready to connect. I'm going to hit the check box that said so and begin setup. Allow Bluetooth access. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to say only access the location while using the app. Allow. And now it's going to be searching for my device. It should find it relatively quickly. Keep your phone near your camera, of course, and it should pop up any second now. Now I have to select my Wi-Fi network and put in my information, so I'm going to do that. Now it's connected to my network and it just said set up complete. Now I need to name the camera. I'm just going to call it the front porch cam. Why not? And finish. Now here's the Cam Plus subscription. It says get access to video recordings and get alerts for person, package, and more for this camera. You'll never miss a thing like this. And then you can look at the video if you want. So I'm just going to say no thanks for now, but if you do subscribe, it will give you a 14-day free trial for you to check out. But for now, I'm just going to say no thanks. You can share your access with family and friends if you want. I'm going to do maybe later. And now the camera is complete. So all Wyze Cam OG are set up and we hit complete. Now we have to update the firmware. So I'm just going to hit that and it's going to update. Now I'm going to skip ahead, but I also just wanted you to know as far as that subscription goes, the subscription is a per camera subscription. So if you have 2 of these cameras and you want to have a subscription, you need to have the subscription for both of them. It's not one subscription for every camera in your home. It's a subscription per camera. So depending on how many cameras you have, that you want to have hooked up to Cam Plus, that price will grow and grow and grow. So a little something to keep in mind. So now the camera is all set up, the firmware is updated, and here it is right here, front porch cam. So I can just click on that, and now we have a live view of everything that the camera sees. And below here, you can see some motion detected events that happened as I was getting everything set up. And we can click on that, and as you can see, because I'm not subscribed, when it detected motion, I just get this picture here. If I was subscribed, it would have recorded everything that that the motion picked up. All right, so it was a motion detection and sound detection, but we only get pictures for those. Okay, let's take a look at some of these settings here. We're here on the home screen. We can go over to events, and there's all of your events right here. You can break it down to person, which we can't do right now because we are not subscribed. And then we can separate it to motion events. And then we can also choose, if we have multiple cameras, which camera footage that we want to see. We can go over to the middle option, and that's monitoring, and that is for Wyze home monitoring. Again, something that you can pay extra for if you choose. It is $8.33 per home. Might be useful if you have a bunch of different Wyze products, but we do not. And then you can also go over here to the shop to buy even more Wyze stuff. And then you have your account settings. All right. So let's just kind of go back to home here. Let's go back to the front porch cam and look at some of the settings that we have. So here are the detection settings. This setting right here allows you to influence the event recording and automations that use this device as a trigger. So you can set the motion detection sensitivity so that it's either more sensitive or less sensitive. So if you're getting way too many alerts because, you know, there's a leaf going across your yard or something, you can lower that sensitivity. You can also enable a detection zone. So this grid that you see here, you can simply drag your finger across, and then this will tell the camera, I only want you to detect motion in this particular area, which may be useful if you have this pointing towards the street. And let's just say the top of my television is where the cars go on the street, and the highlighted area is my front yard. So I can just say, hey, just give me some alerts when people cross this front yard and ignore everything that's on the street, the grayed out area on top. So that is really useful to have to further customize your settings. There is motion tagging as well. And what the motion tagging is going to do, if we go back to the main camera, I put my hand out like this, and you can see it's picking up on my motion. That little green box is going all around the place. I can turn that off and then just go right back. And the green box is no longer there. All right, so that's useful too. All right, let's take a look at some of these other ones. We have event recordings. You can set it up so that it detects motion and detects sound, and then smart detection for your packages, for your pets, things like that. Need a subscription in order to pull that off. There's person, pet, vehicle, and package, and friendly faces. So if you try to do it, then you're going to have to pay. So that's of no use to us right now. Notifications are just for notifications. We also got alarm settings here. The alarm setting says when the camera detects the standard T3 or T4 alarm sounds from smoke and CO alarms, it will generate a 12-second alert video and send you a push notification. So the smoke alarm alert is enabled by default. You have to turn on the CO alarm sound. I'm just going to leave that as it is and go back. Now we've got advanced settings. So I don't have a microSD card inside here right now, but I could if I wanted to. And there's a little flap right here that you can just take off. You can peel that back, and then you'll be able to put in the microSD card right there under that flap. So you can get that installed if you want. And then you can also manage it here from inside the camera. You can turn night vision mode on or off, or have it on auto. You can turn the camera status light on and off. You see right now it's blue, but if I turn it off, it goes away. You can turn on the night vision IR lights. If you want to turn off the watermark, you can do that. I like turning off the watermark. Rotating the image 180 degrees, showing the Wyze logo, turn that off. Actually, I'm going to turn the timestamp back on and remove the Wyze watermark. And then you can also have it record sound and you can sync your time to it as well. We got spotlight settings here. The spotlight is only going to turn on when it is in very low light. So you can turn that off or turn it on. It's off by default. We'll take a look at that in a second. And then some other things for your rules, your if this then that rules. Basically, you can set up the camera to pair with some of your other devices so that when something happens, the camera will respond to it. And it's just something that you can customize if you want to get more in depth with the customization of the camera. But yeah, those are all of the settings that this camera can do. And right now I'm going to install a micro SD card inside of here so that you can see what some of the footage looks like and how the sound is. The audio that you're hearing is coming directly from the camera's internal microphone, and I'm just going to turn it back on me. There we go. So just like the Roku video that I did inside this room, the lighting is just, it's okay. It's not too bad, but I'm just kind of looking at this footage right here, and it looks pretty decent right here on the screen here. On the camera itself, you do have the ability to tilt it up if you wanted to go up. You can tilt it down if you want it to go down, as well as left and right as well. And then you have the ability to just sort of lock it down with this collar that's on it so that it doesn't move around. All right, so this is just a little example of the video footage that you can get. But just like last time, I'm going to take this into a super dark closet so that we can see what the color night vision is like. That should be fun. So I'm in my dark closet right now, and this is what the black and white night vision looks like. The camera's got 4 IR lights on it right now, looking like some sort of alien that's coming to get me in the dark. But at least from the viewfinder, it appears to be pretty decent looking. So this is what it looks like when it's going to be completely dark. So this is the color night vision setting. Now I'm still in the same closet, it's still the same time of day, but you can see that I'm in color now, sort of, instead of being in black and white. The way that you activate this is by going into the settings and simply turning off the night vision setting, and then when you go into a really dark situation, it lights things up a little bit. So I think this is kind of neat, and if you want to, you can also turn on the spotlight, which I don't want to look at because it's super bright, but that's what the spotlight looks like. And you can just simply turn that off. Then we're back to color night vision. Here are a few real world examples of the camera in action. So I set it up outside in the backyard, and as I walk towards the camera, you'll be able to get a good sense of how clear the picture is going to be, but most importantly, how clear faces are going to be as they get closer to the camera. And all the footage does have a bit of a grain to it, but what's important is whether you can capture those fine details. So this is the same spot, only at night, with the night vision activated. And the spotlight is off, but the details on my face are blown out, especially once I turn towards the camera. And it had a little bit of an issue making sure that it kept my details there in my face. But the color night vision was a lot better. So this is what the spotlight turned on. It looks pretty good, I do have to say. And as I turn the spotlight off, again, surprisingly nice this picture is for it to be as dark as it was. There's only one light that's on, and my face isn't blown out. You can read the lettering on my jacket. You can see the logo as well. And once I get up nice and close, you can still see my face with good detail. And that, my friends, is the Wyze Cam OG. So what are my overall thoughts about this? Overall, I think that this is a really good deal for a security camera for only $20 if you get it directly from Wyze, and you get so many features included inside this camera. The additional spotlight, the color night vision, which was surprisingly good looking. You have the regular night vision, and then the standard image quality itself, I do think is good for a camera of this size and of this price. When you look at some of the security cam footage from businesses and things like that, that camera quality is always just good enough. It doesn't look like you recorded it on your phone. And the same thing goes with this kind of a camera. You can make out faces good. You can make out a car description if you need to. It helps you to get that pertinent information that you're going to need if, unfortunately, one day you need to get information from your security camera. Now, the whole thing about the subscription, I understand that if it wasn't a thing in the past, or if it wasn't as required in the past as it is now, and you've been dealing with Wyze cameras before, I understand that can be a real punch in the gut, because everyone's trying to get subscriptions out of everybody now. So I totally get it. But when I look at the big picture, I'm seeing a $20 camera that you can get here. And then for a year's worth of service for the motion detection and the automatic recording and the cloud storage and everything, that only being another $20. So $40 to just buy this camera, set it up however you want, and just kind of forget about it for the next year. I still think that is a pretty good deal, even if you do have to buy the subscription. I think that it's worth it in this case, especially for this camera, since it's also an outdoor camera. And I think that those additional features for the detection and the automatic recording comes in handy a lot more when you're monitoring the outside as opposed to monitoring the inside. At least for me, it's a lot more useful outside than in. Now, that being said, the biggest expense for these cameras is going to depend on how many you need. So if you're going to get the newer Wyze cameras, you're going to have to spend the extra $20 or so for each camera every single year. So if you need multiple cameras on the inside and on the outside, then it starts to get pretty expensive. Then again, if you need that many cameras to begin with, then it was probably already going to be pretty expensive to outfit your whole house with cameras. But for the quality that you get inside of this camera, if you were to take away the subscription, it is a steal for $20. Weatherproof, indoor, outdoor, good video quality, microSD card storage, so you can just let it run continuously, and it will record 1-minute clips until the card runs out, and then it will just overwrite what it has. It's a lot of value here, and I think that this is a really good camera, and you should definitely check it out. And I'll leave a link in the description where you can go to Wyze's website to pick it up if you are interested in this camera, or you can try it through Amazon. So that's all, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor and leave a like. And if you like videos like this, then do me another favor and subscribe. So until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you later.